So today we're going to read or begin our reading of the Bhagavad Gita. And my partner in this process is Khushboo Kantharia from Bangalore, India. And she and I are going to read the Bhagavad Gita as a process and a spiritual exercise and so on. The reason it's significant is because Dr. Jung, the main thing that he wrote about in the latter part of his life was about how all the religions of the world are the same. And I discovered as I opened my copy of the Bhagavad Gita that it also has parallels in Buddhism and in Jungian psychology generally. You can look for Edward Edinger's lecture called Encounters with the Greater Personality on archetypeinaction.com. Just go on archetypeinaction.com, click any link in that, and it will take you to a second page. On the second page, you will find some tabs that have Edinger, and under the Edinger tab, you'll find my transcript of his lecture. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is Khushboo is going to read the Sanskrit, and then I'm going to read the verse and the verse in prose in two versions of translation of the Bhagavad Gita. And then after we've finished the 11 verses, we're going to come back and read the notes that relate to the 11 verses. And finally, Khushboo and I are going to talk about the commentary and what this particular section, this first 11 verses mean. So with no further ado, here's Khushboo, verse 1.
Dhritarashtra Uvach Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra Samveta Yuyutsava Mamakaha Panadavashyavechava Kim Kuvarta Sanjaya. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right. First discourse, verse 1. Dhritarashtra said, Sanjaya, when my sons and the sons of Pandu had gathered longing to fight in the field of Dharma, the field of Kuru, what did they do? And another version says, chapter 1, the Despondency of Arjuna. The king of Dhritarashtra asked, O Sanjaya, what happened on the sacred battlefield of Kurukshetra when my people gathered against the Pandavas? And let me just mention before we go on that this is about, the Bhagavad Gita is about a decision to go to war. But the war is not only a war in the physical battlefield, but it's a war in our psyches. So verse 2.
Sanjaya Uvacha Drashtava tu Pandavaninkaha Vyuthaha Duryodhan Stada Acharya Mupads Drashaha Raja Vachan Mabraha Vitaha.
Verse 2, Sanjaya said, when he truly saw the force of the Pandavas gathered together, Duryodhana approached Drona, the teacher, and said these words. And the other translation says, verse 2, the prince Duryodhana when he saw the army of the Pandavas paraded, approached his preceptor, Guru Drona, and spoke as follows. Verse 3. And okay.
पश्येतः पाण्डुपुत्राणामाचार्य महति चमूर्म व्युथः द्रुपदप्रुतेन तव विषेव धीमता.
Verse 3. Master, look at the sons of Pandu, the great army drawn up by Drupada's son, one of your own wise students. And the other translation, Reverend Father, behold this mighty host of the Pandavas, paraded by the son of King Drupada, your wise disciple. Verse 4.
अत्र सुरा महेशवाशा भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटस्य द्रुपस्य महारथ दृष्केण तुश्चेकितास्तन काशी राज्यमचे वीर्यवान पुरुकिन्तूनि भोजमस्य शेव्य सचः नरपुण्डवः युधामनस्युमच विक्रांत उत्तमोजास्य वीर्यवान सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथा.
Verse 4. Great heroes who throw the arrow in the same way as Bhima and Arjuna in battle, Vayudana and Virata and Drupada with the great chariot. And the other translation reads, in it are heroes and great bowmen and equals in battle of Arjuna and Bhima, Yayudana, Virata, and Drupada, great soldiers all. Verse 5.
अस्मकः तु विशिष्ट ये तान्तिबोध द्विजोत्तम नायका मम सैन्यस्य सज्जाग्नत्र तान्द्र विमि ते.
Verse 5. Drishtasaketu, the bold leader, and Sekitana, the intelligent one, and the brave king of Kashi, Purohit, who conquers widely, and Kuntiboja and Shaibya, both bull and man. The other translation reads, verse 5, Drishtaketu, Chekitana, and valiant king of Benares, Purohit, Kuntiboja, Shaivya, a master over many. Verse 6.
भवा भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कुपश्च समितिजह्यः अश्वत्थामा विक्रणश्च सोमद्र तिष्ठत्यैव च.
Verse 6. Mighty Yamanyu, passionate in battle, and Uttamajas, most powerful, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi, all indeed with great chariots. The other translation reads, Yudamanyu, Uttamaja, Saldradra, and the sons of Draupadi, famous men. Verse 7.
अन्ये च बहवः शूरा मदर्थे त्यक्तजीविता नाना शस्त्रप्रहरणा सर्वे Yuddha Visharada.
Verse 7. And on our side too, there are those who are distinguished. Recognize them, highest and of twice born. I will name them for you, so that you will know these leaders of my army. Verse 7. Further, take note of all those captains who have ranged themselves on our side, our best of spiritual guides, the leaders of my army. I will name them for you. Verse 8.
Apah yatah tadasmakah bala bhishmabhirakshitama paryaptah tidravmeteshah balah bhimabhirakshitagma.
Verse 8. You, Drona, and Bhishma, and Karna, and Kripa, always victorious in battle, and the son of Somadatta too. The other translation reads, verse 8. You come first then, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, great soldiers, Ashvadharma, Vikarma, and the son of the Somadatta. Verse 9.
Anye cha bahava shura madarthe tyatah jivita nana sastra prahakarana sarve yuddha visharadamaha.
Verse 9, and many others, heroes who are ready to give up life for my sake, throwing many different weapons, all skilled in battle. And the other translation reads, and many others, all ready to die for my sake, all armed, all skilled in war. Verse 10.
Aparyapta tadahasmakah bala bhishma bhirakshitah paryaptah tvidameteshah bala bhima bhirakshitamaha.
Verse 10, this force of ours, guarded by Bhishma, is unbounded, although this force of theirs, guarded by Bhima, is bounded. And the other translation reads, yet our army seems the weaker, though commanded by Bhishma. Their army seems the stronger, though commanded by Bhima. Verse 11.
Ayaneshu chah sarveshu yatha bhagama bhavi bhagama visthata bhishme vabhikshatu bhavatah sarva eva hi.
Verse 11. All of you, truly honorable ones, must indeed protect Bhishma in all maneuvers, each holding down his own place as appropriate. The other translation reads, verse 11, therefore in the rank and file, let all stand firm in their posts, according to battalions, and all you generals about Bhishma. Now there are 5 footnotes to these 11 verses. And so I will read the text that relates to each footnote. So footnote 1 relates to this text. O Sanjaya, what happened on the sacred battlefield of Kurukshetra when my people gathered against the Pandavas? And the footnote reads, the Gita begins with the words Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. On the sacred battlefield of Kurukshetra, Kshetra means field. Dharma, literally, that which sustains or upholds, has several meanings. The inner code of life, moral, religious, and spiritual law. Living faith in God's existence and in one's own existence. Soulful duty, especially enjoined by the scriptures. Devoted observances of any caste of sect or sect, willingness to abide by the dictates of one's soul, chinmoy. Dharma might be variously translated as law, order, duty, righteousness, or virtue. Kurukshetra, the battlefield of Kuru, ancestor of the Kauravas, is an actual site in India, northwest of Delhi, sacred because holy men practiced spiritual disciplines there from ancient times. But Kshetra can also be interpreted as the human body, the locus of the self. Barbara Stoller Miller translated that term. More broadly, Miller says that the Gita is concerned with the whole field of human existence, the whole field of human experience, the realm of material nature in which the struggle for self-knowledge occurs. Note 2. The Prince Duryodhana, when he saw the army of the Pandavas paraded, approached his preceptor, Guru Drona, and spoke as follows. The note reads, Preceptor Acharya, Drona is the military teacher of the sons of both Pandu and Dhritarashtra. Okay, so the teacher is the teacher of both armies, I guess. Is that right, Khushboo?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then the third footnote refers to this text. O best of spiritual guides. And the footnote reads, spiritual guides, dvijava, literally the twice born, refers here to the Brahmins, members of the highest caste. Males of any of these three higher castes are considered to undergo a second birth when initiated into spiritual life with the investiture of the sacred thread. On the meaning of caste, see chapter 18, note 5. I'm going to leave that for chapter 18. Okay, the next text reads, O come first then Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, great soldiers. And the footnote reads, Karna is the son of Arjuna's mother, Kunti, born before she married Pandu. Although he is thus a brother of the Pandava princes, it happened that he ended up in the Kauravas side in the war. So we're talking about Karna as, I guess, the hero here. Okay, so note 5 relates to this text. Yet our army seems the weaker though commanded by Bhishma. Their army seems the stronger though commanded by Bhima. The footnote reads that this verse is puzzling because our army is the Kauravas, which is the larger force, so why would it seem weaker? Perhaps the moral superiority of the Pandavas makes them seem more powerful. Some translators solve the problem by transposing the names so that Bhishma's army becomes the one that is considered stronger or even unlimited. Okay, so that is the reading for today. Do you want to comment on it further, Khushboo?
Yeah. For the general reader, so we have boxed it such. So basically, a reader or whoever is listening, I should know that they have been introduced to all the main characters further.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
who different characters playing a different role. Basically, it's a opening scene, and
right,
all the main characters are in the opening scene, and
right,
there is a battlefield. There is certain kind of the one side of army is certain way, another side of army is certain way, and there are few important people who are gonna fight,
right,
who are cousins. who are brothers, and the main teacher is 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 a same teacher, where
For
the
both
art and
sides.
yeah, the only difference is that uh, Pandava has uh, uh, Krishna on their side, but Krishna, who is God, who is, but here he's a mortal driver
Right.
for Arjuna.
Right. So
Yeah,
Arjuna's charioteer, we would call him. Arjuna's going into battle in a chariot, and his charioteer is a mortal man, but he is expressing the words of Krishna, of God, in talking to Arjuna. So Arjuna is,
Krishna is the mortal man.
oh, Krishna is the mortal man.
Avatar, yeah. Krishna
Okay,
is the avatar.
is the
Yeah,
avatar. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
And he's speaking for God. And
yeah.
um,
He's revealing his true self. There will be a time in the Gita when the Krishna will reveal his true self to Arjuna,
okay.
the
And okay,
full God.
when he reveals his true self to Arjuna. So this story is mentioned by Edward Edinger in his lecture entitled um, Encounters with the Greater Personality. So it's expressed as a battle in physical life, and it also is a battle in the psyche. Okay, so between the self, in Jungian terms, the self, um, or the God image, and the ego. And so that's the way we can think about it from a Jungian psychology point of view. Okay, so have we done it, Khushboo?
Yes, fair.
Okay,
It's fair. I like it.
all right. So we've begun. And our intention is to each day about 11 o'clock US Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Khushboo and I are going to read um, a blivet, a box, as Khushboo calls it, of the Bhagavad Gita. We'll read in Sanskrit and in two English translations. One is more poetic and the other is more prosaic. And then we'll read the footnotes, and then we'll talk about the meaning of what we've read each day. And so this has been Discourse 1, verse 1 through 11. So thank you, Khushboo. That was fun.
Yeah, just I want to mention what we are going to do tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so tomorrow we will read 12 to 19,
Okay.
shlokas 12 to 19, where what does it say when we there is a big gong kind of a thing, right? When the one every army has that.
A
So
gong? You mean
yeah,
this?
Shankha. Um, well, I tomorrow I will come with a better translation. But both the initiating ceremony for the both the party will be will be reading that tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. And stupidly, I left the recording paused, so I don't have a recording on this end. So we're entirely dependent on the
YouTube.
YouTube recording for today. Okay, so I have been using, or maybe Khushboo, do you want to say what book you're reading from?
Yes, I am reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita from Sanjeevni Parishtitika. Yeah,
Okay,
it's a Vedic translation.
okay. And I'm reading from the Penguin Classics, the Bhagavad Gita, new translation by Laurie L. Patton. And so there is that one. And then the other translation, which is more prosaic and maybe easier for an American to understand, is the Light Illuminations Bhagavad Gita. The Light Illuminations Bhagavad Gita, annotated and explained for first-time readers, the sacred scripture of India with facing page commentary that brings the text to life for you. Translation by Shri, Purohit, Swami, annotation by Kendra, Crossen, Burroughs, series editor Andrew Harvey, and it's published by SkyLight Pass Publishing, Woodstock, Vermont. And so those are the texts we'll be reading from, and we're going to try to introduce this for both Indian audience and a Western English-speaking audience. So thank you very much, Khushboo. This has been fun, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.